Blog Talk Radio.
Today is Monday, October 1st, 2018, and this is Foxology. I am Silver Ray Fox, your host. Welcome and happy Monday. Happy Master Your Mindset Monday to you. And particularly to all of you who are putting your best effort forth to age gracefully and magnificently. And also to all of you who are inspiring to do it as well. We hope that this edition of Master Your Mindset and the last one will get you pumped up and even more inspired to take a new and renewed attitude about this thing we call aging. I saw something my cousin, actress and director Monica Reed, posted the other day, and I really did love it. She referred to her years as chapters. I really did like that. She is in her 46th chapter of her life, and she still has some real big goals in front of her, and I thought that was also great, as we should. Most of us can and should do. We can continue to do some pretty amazing things. If you don't believe it, keep listening. And as the chapters are being read, they can get more and more interesting. We more and more better as we page through our days. We can, and we have to make the most of them. I know, of course, I hear some of the growling and uhs out there. I know that no day is promised, regardless of how well we take care of ourselves or how well we age. But one thing is for sure, we can be more better while we are still at it and have life and breath inside our bodies. Yes, indeed. My radio BFF, superstar RRR, Cassandra Shepherd, joins me once again for this so exciting conversation on aging. Welcome, Cassandra.
Well, it is always a pleasure. Always a pleasure. I like what you said about chapters. I like that. I often refer to life as a book and encourage young people to keep on reading, writing, and living. Yeah, your cousin is still very young, relatively speaking, but you never know how long the book is. Though we do have an invitation to co-create or co-write, and I encourage all of us to do that.
That's for sure. That's for sure. Well, I think emulating, to say the least. I think we're entering into an era where people are starting to realize more and more that age truly is just a number, and you actually can, it's as young as you feel, and, we don't have to be guided by or commanded by or demanded by some of the societal things that will suggest that, we should not be like that or act like that, or we should be more concerned about certain other things because of that chapter in our lives. But I'm excited about it the more and more I look at it and the twist that's being taken on it and the new wave of thinking. I see a lot of people just really embracing it, and I'm just really glad that we can offer some conversation, too, that will contribute to the positive aspect of aging, even for those, I'm going to say, even for those who may be a little bit challenged in areas that we certainly can't just say be motivated. There may be some real physical issues and things like that, of course, just thinking positive isn't going to change that. But even so, having a more better day than not. I'll just say it that way. So one of the things I'd like to start off this conversation with us talking about, and you can reflect on it first if you like, you can decide. This first part that I wanted to discuss, Cassandra, has to do with sort of image. We worry about looking old. And when I say that, it's pretty easy to understand. We don't like that look when we look at ourselves and we think, I'm starting to look old. And it's kind of interesting because I look at many people, and I don't mean study, but I mean you see them and you can kind of know by how long you've known them or seen them and know that they've had many nips and tucks of sort to challenge that look of looking old. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. So let me just put that preface out there. I don't think there's any, whatever you feel like you want to do to look wonderful and fabulous, do it. But let's speak to the people who really find it as a downer and they don't have that kind of option to do that. The thing is, men look so tremendous when they age to me. They just don't.
Some of them.
To me, very often. Okay, all right, we'll say some of them. But I mean, in the whole aspect, they don't have the same physical negativity that's often attached to women looking old. They tend to look, if they keep up with the right type of haircut, grooming, and such, they tend to look more, I would say, more handsome as they age than they did. Well, as they did when they were younger. But it's the women who, when the wrinkles and lines start to fall in the face, the crinkles and wrinkles, I'll say, that we look in the mirror and we just really find a great deal of discontent with ourselves. And the thing that I find that we can pull out of that, to me, I think beauty is a very varied opinion. I mean, certainly we didn't look at our grandmothers or women who were aging in our lives and think, ooh, do they look weird? We didn't think that. We just loved them anyway and never even thought about a crinkle or a wrinkle. And I think as we look at ourselves, perhaps we ought to have a similar kind of appreciation for our process that comes along with those chapters, and that the lines, the wrinkles, they don't define in the sense of self-worth and self-esteem the way many of us might think they would. I think that you're beautiful. I think of many women that I know who never had a nip or a tuck, and I think a self-acceptance of that process, of that chapter, can help you have a more better feeling about yourself. What are your thoughts?
Wow, you've said so much, and I agree. I agree with everything you say. In part, let me go back to the societal view, if you will, of aging. Men are given the word character when they age, and their lines. And again, I said some because, and you touched on that also, grooming is critical, period. Hopefully for whatever age or stage or chapter you're in, groom, please. Women, however, are called old or elders as they age, and we're not given the distinction of character, but we're not given anything, and that is something that I think, not unlike yourself or me or any other woman that is daring to still be here, if you will, after any kind of countable time, we need to change that ourselves. And I don't think that we need to get picket lines and posters and ask that other people do for us what we won't do ourselves. Aging is however you think it is. One of the things that happen as we get older, this is not gender specific, is our skin becomes thinner and drier, depending upon how much time you spent in the sun. You're going to have more challenges, none of which are insurmountable. For women, I'll speak for myself, skin care is even more critical as we get age. We need to slough off the dead skin. We need to moisturize. This is one of the things that will keep the skin looking supple. Wrinkles, and people tease me I pack myself into bed at night. I do not sleep on my face. People say that wrinkles are collagen issues, but I'm like, if you spend 8 hours creased on your face, you're going to get up with the crease on your face. And if that's the way you do time after time, you got an issue. I'm serious. If I slip and roll off of my neck pillow, I have a crease on my face that's still there by noon. You know, but there are things, and we won't go into that because there's no secret. There's so many things, and I'm not talking about product specific. I'm not mad at a nip and tuck either, but it's not even about that. And there is nothing more beautiful than a person who is comfortable in themselves. Age has given me permission to do me, as we did had a conversation some time ago, without apology. And that is a beautiful, it's like a light that draws people to you. At whatever age or stage or page you're on in your book, as I said before, grooming and care is critical. It's critical if you're younger to continue living in a healthy way. Yes, people have certain health issues that I don't think there's anything that positive thinking won't help. But the other truth is, Silver, none of us getting out of this thing alive. It's not about living forever. It's about living for now. It's about making every day the best that you can, and that is in and of itself an investment in a more beautiful and healthy future.
What would you say, Cassandra, to a big insecurity that people have about the feeling of looking old is that, and this is for both men and women, what would you say to the fact that there's a great insecurity about feeling undesirable because you look old?
Well, first of all, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. And if you don't behold your own beauty, no one else will. A couple of weeks ago, I was out and ran into a friend of many, many years. And she said to me, "You're not aging." Well, technically I am, because you and I are both fall babies. We're going to age a little bit more gracefully in a matter of weeks, the both of us. But I looked at us and the choices that she and I both made that were evident on that day. I was out in public, done. I was as cute as I could be. I had face and hair and nails and clothes and all of those choices I had made. My girl just rolled out the house. She rolled out the house. Hair was not specific. Face was with no intention. Wardrobe was there, or her body was clothed. And again, we're talking about outside things. But I care enough about all of me to always do the best that I can for myself, and I don't show up without showing out. I never do. Even if I'm working out, I'm color coordinated. Always. And it's funny because people have always teased me about that, but we're talking about on site of two women. And all that could show, or the thing that showed about us initially, were our choices. I'm grown. I don't ever plan to get old. And nothing's wrong with that, but old, the word itself, has a negative connotation. I mean, even, God forbid, if I can't walk, I'm going to have on pumps and I will be pushed. You know, they're choices that we make, and anyone can make the choices. And when you do for yourself, when you eat right, when you work out, when you take care of yourself, you feel sexy, you feel cute, you feel desirable. And in the way, and this is so true, that we teach people how to treat us, and we do that without ever opening our mouths. We teach you how to see us by the choices that we have made for us. So the feeling is personal. If you do the best for yourself and you're walking into a room not apologizing for the fact that you with your grown self are being there, if not everybody, most people are going to pick up on that.
Mhm. Mhm. Well, you talked about something that I do want us to tap into just for a little bit, and that is how we dress and dressing old. And I'm careful about this because I don't want feel insulted by what we may say or suggest, because different lifestyles will require different ways of showing up. And when I think about dressing
body types
old,
speak to that as well.
Mhm. And so what we may suggest from that does not mean that if you're not doing it this way, you're doing it wrong. What we do is offer some knowledge of what we have learned from working with women and who've come to us for image development particularly, and have gone away extremely excited about what we were able to impart to them about renewing how they carry themselves from day to day. So put out in any kind of way, because we suggest that stepping up your dressing game can make you feel better, but it will.
Yes. Well, Silver. I did not describe any outfit in specific, but I put on clothes that make me feel happy. I mean, I make all my clothes, so that's kind of like a step in the right direction. But there, I spoke about choices. I spoke about choices, and it matters. All of these things are an investment in oneself. You could take, as you know, the same outfit and put it on 3 different women, and they will tell you 3 different things.
Mhm. For sure. There's no doubt about it. And I just want to use something as an example, too, because for a minute I thought you were talking about me dressing down. Because I will do that really often. Huh?
Oh,
about
no.
When you
well,
were
go
just
on.
describing your friend. But anyway, I saw a commercial yesterday, maybe. A woman was boasting about being 66, and she says, I'm wearing skinny jeans. And I thought, okay, I've been doing that too for quite a while now, and I love them. But I said that to say I went to a restaurant the other day in the same outfit that you and I were hanging out, that the day that we were hanging out. I went for a late snack. So, and I had on black skinny jeans and a black top and a scarf and a jean jacket and, fluffy hair. And it was so interesting to me that the person that was waiting on me was just raving about me. I'm thinking, I have on no makeup, like zero, like none, for real. And she and I was so startled. I actually looked behind me to see if she was talking to somebody else. She said, I just love how you look and how you carry yourself. And oh my God, I was just telling somebody over there that you're so fabulous. And I thought, I really wanted to say, and I had to stop myself because I got to practice with it. I almost said, but I don't have on any makeup today, and this is really like real dress down for me, And I looked at her and I just smiled. I said, well, thank you so much, thank you. And I, got my stuff and left. So what I learned from that, and that's why I wanted to say what I said about depending on how women want to do what they do, I really was for real casual, for real casual, and comfortable casual. I try to add a little something, so I feel like I got a fashion hint somewhat. But the whole point of it is that, like you mentioned about hair not being specific, it is a good idea to have some attention, I'll say, to how you put it together. And I learned that decades ago from my modeling instructor. She said, don't even go to the grocery store and take a chance on not looking decent. And I took that to heart. And it's funny, but you don't show up like that. You look like you make sense to yourself, and not that you're doing it for other people, but you hit the nail on the head when you said how it makes you feel. it makes me feel a certain kind of way to make sure I'm put together. Even if I'm in jeans and a sweatshirt and shoes, is still going to look like it was meant to be together somehow.
You always feel, but
a synergy.
You always have on, weather permitting, a scarf or earrings. Or there's always attention paid, and it really is the little things. You think about a person who is covering a body to run out and to a store and get something, and they are running, head is down, and so on and so forth. You take a minute or two and do something, and you still might be in a rush, but your head is up, and you're looking to make eye contact. When you're not together, there is a physical persona and the lack thereof. There's a physical persona. You don't want to be seen. When you have done you're looking to make eye contact. You walk different. I've seen it, as you say. You and I have both, for years or careers, worked with women in image and dressing and so much of that. And I've literally seen women very sedate and very stoic dance when they put on clothing that is for them.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't,
so
oh my gosh, and it shows all of that resonance. As I say constantly, we speak volumes and we tell the truth, and then we open our mouths to continue the truth or to lie. But there is no hiding it. You're telling people how you feel about you, how you see you, how you be you, long before you open your mouth.
It's true. It's true. There's a message. There is truly a message, and I hope that really does inspire, because the reason we do this show is to kind of give more meaning than surface ideas about things. And there are probably some who've heard what we just said and understand the clarity of it more, more so now. And that's what we hope is we are to achieve in these conversations. I want to move on. You would not believe there's only 8 minutes left in the show, but let's try to hit on a couple of things. We talked about so much the last time, listeners. Be sure you grab that first show from, this is September, it would have been July that we did that show. No, it would have been August because we skipped September for Labor Day. Part 1, talk about all the things that if you're listening for the first time on the Part 2, all the other things about health and those things. We talked about that in Part 1. And I specifically did want us to talk about the things that we're talking about today, our attitude and how we, that message of how we look and how we perceive it to ourselves. And so I think it's been great, Cassandra. What I want to have us talk about as a last wrap-up is healthy habits, healthy self-care. And I'm talking about, again, physical things that we do. One of the things I wrote down, and, again, this is one of those things that's so touchy for people, and that's our teeth. Teeth will actually make you look kind of aged if they're not cared for. And that's just health maintenance. Think of it as health maintenance. Don't think of it as just teeth. Think of it as health maintenance for your mouth. And do what you can to brighten up your smile, or if you can to make it more appealing, because that actually does make your face look a little bit more youthful. And I know a lot of people hate going to the dentist. I mean, it's not my favorite place to go, but I'm going to go. And so I would suggest that. And I want to share this little tip. This is not only just a health tip for teeth, but overall, I'm going to just, in Cassandra, you can reflect on it if you want. I probably overdo it when it comes, maybe it's a little obsessive when it comes to caring for my teeth, but I change my toothbrush every time I buy a new tube of toothpaste. I read a story a while back about a woman who had kept her toothbrush for decades, and I just couldn't believe it. But don't do that. That's just not even healthy in any kind of way you look at it. change your toothbrush often. And not only do I change it often, every time I brush, I use the little pump on the sink to soap it up, clean it, rinse it, and I also spray a little peroxide on it. Why? Because they are notorious for harboring germs. Germs that you put back into your mouth and into your body and cause other problems. That's a known fact in taking care of yourself, your oral care. So I'm going to wrap it on that as far as that. But take care of your tea can. Do you have any thoughts about that, Cassandra?
I just have one little saying I always say: with the amount of money that I have spent on and in my mouth, teeth are a gift. They are not a given.
That's great.
Do take care of them.
That is
and create a healthy habit. Because, baby, I tell you, it's expensive when you have to have it. And I'm vain enough where if one cracks or chips or falls out, it's got to be fixed. I will never ask anybody to pay attention to what I'm saying with no teeth in my head, where there's such a visible distraction. Just saying. It's true.
And you can find some really good dental plans. And for those of you who may be getting Social Security, you can also have that attached to your plans, your medical plans, to have a really good dental care plan. Yes.
Before we run completely out of time, can I just interject one other thing? And I think it'll be kind of self-explanatory. One of the things that I think ages you or makes you weary to be around also is your conversation. And this is not age specific, but age especially. As you grow older, make it your business to still be interesting and interested in what's going on around you, and ask questions of younger people, and just remain interesting. It's tiresome to hear the same old stories or the same old woes, and if we never stop being us when we loved us, when we were excited to be us, then we never turn into these old crones or cronies. It's real simple.
I think so too, and I am going to wrap on that thought because I think that is probably I would put that right up there in the top three things to concentrate on as being more interesting. And it's not hard. Get with the right people, do the right things, have some fun, go out dancing. There's so much that can enhance that. Cassandra, thank you so much. You always have such great insights to share on the show. I really appreciate you for it.
Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'm going to tell people how they can find you, and I'm going to holler at you later.
Sounds good. Thank you very much. And to your
Thank you, sis. All righty. All right. Well, we've been doing Master Your Mindset Monday, and that was my radio BFF, Cassandra McShepard. And you can find her at www.cassandramcshepard.com. She does a lot of things, and she'll come and sing for you. Give her a check. Yes, she will. She's also one of the co-hosts on Real Milwaukee that airs Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. You can find her online. They are a lot of fun to watch, so if you have that window open, check her out. I definitely want to thank you for hanging in there with me. I appreciate you for listening, and I also appreciate when you share what I do here on Boxology with your Facebook family and your other social media families and friends. Do that for me. I would really love it if you would. We do some really fun, exciting things here. So I'm going to look forward to the next time you show up. I'll be here, right here, same place, same time. So look forward to connecting with you then. In the meantime, have a great day. Awesome.